Hey everyone, it's Erin from the Impatient Gardener. Today I'm working on, let's call it more of an observation. It's not really an experiment because it's not scientific, but I'm working with proven winners. They sent me two of the same plant, and that's Gatsby, Yale, oak leaf hydrangea. They sent me a large size and a small size. And what we're going to do is I'm going to plant them. I'm in the bed over by the garage, which really could use some structure. And more I find myself wanting to add shrubs where I can, because there's so much less maintenance than certainly annuals and perennials, because they mostly just take care of themselves. So this is where I'm going to be adding these. I have this size, which is, I think this is what they call, well, this is a large gallon, maybe even a 2-gallon size. And then I have this one, and this is a quart size. So when you buy these plants, when you go, first of all, if you go to a nursery, you probably won't find this size. Most nurseries only carry bigger varieties that they've been growing for a while, and they might even have like 3-gallon pots of them that are even bigger. Of course, the bigger a plant, the more you're gonna pay for it. So if you go online to look for Gatsby Yale hydrangea, you will, if you see the quart size, I believe this is sold for about $20. That seems like a lot for a little plant like this. But keep in mind, this sells for probably 38 or 40, and the shipping is going to be more on something like this. So maybe you want to go with a small size, or maybe it's worth it. So what we're going to do is plant both of these very close to each other in the same area. It's not an experiment to see which one does better. I'm going to probably have to baby this one. In fact, I will have to baby this one a little bit more. You know, a smaller plant is going to need probably more water. It just doesn't have the same root structure to support it as it's growing. I'm also going to have to be really careful that nothing else starts growing around this and just kind of out-competes it, which is what can happen. I can get lost in your garden. This one, you know, will obviously need water. All plants do to get established, but I'm not going to have to worry about something growing over the top of it and just obliterating it. So I'm going to plant both of these in this garden. And then what we're going to do is over the next couple of years, we're going to follow these plants and just see how they grow. Now, so I have a lot of shrubs in my garden that I actually grew from this size. And some of them are beautiful and huge now, but I will tell you that in many cases, we're 5-7 years down the road on that. So, you know, when you buy a smaller plant, you know, you are understanding that you're going to be waiting a little bit longer for it to do its thing. When you're buying time. When you buy a big plant, you're buying time. So it's a trade-off. You know, what's your budget like right now? How much time are you willing to wait before it really gets to where it should be? So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna watch these two plants grow over the next couple of years. We're gonna see how long does it take for this one to catch up to this one. And that might help you decide which is better for you. Are you willing to wait for at half the price, or roughly, for something like this to become the same size as what this will when it's grown? By the way, Gatsby Yale, oak leaf hydrangea, full sun to part sun. This is probably part sun. I would say this area gets maybe 7 hours of sun a day. Usually they say part sun is 6 hours and full sun is 8 hours. So we're kind of in that range. This is actually a little bit of a protected spot from the wind. Not that this plant necessarily needs that. I just think it's a little easier on plants. And this gets, so hardiness 5 to 9. And according to the nice tags that come with it, 5 to 6 feet tall and 5 to 6 feet wide. So that will fill in sort of right here. I'm thinking that'll fill in kind of a nice spot. Okay, so I've got them all planted. I planted them probably 7 feet apart, 8 feet apart, something like that. There's the larger one. And over here is the smaller one. Let me back up so I can show you exactly where I put them. So as you can see, the sun came out as I predicted it would. So right there is the large one. And I centered them on either side of this tree that's in the middle of this bed over here. So I thought when you're looking this way, when they're both grown, it'll look really pretty to have them as a backdrop there. So a little benefit here is that there's actually a clematis growing right behind where I planted the larger one. That used to grow up viburnums that were here, and when I had to take those out, that poor clematis doesn't really have any place to go right now. So I think eventually maybe I'll let that clematis weave through this oak leaf hydrangea, and I always love the look of that. So over here is the little guy. I planted them exactly the same way. I'm going to give them both a really good drink of water right now, and then actually right behind this we have drip irrigation that I ran to keep the hornbeams that we planted back here watered. And I think what I'm going to do is just run a few little drip irrigation lines off of that main line to make sure that these both stay really well watered. Alright guys, so that's it for this video. I just want to, kind of show you the process and just show you that they're going in the same place. I'm going to treat them basically the same, although I am going to probably have to coddle that smaller one a little bit and just keep a closer eye on that because it just doesn't have the same kind of root system as the larger one does. And we'll just kind of follow these for the next few years and see how they go. And hopefully you'll get an idea for, what kind of plant is right for you. If you'd rather save your money a little bit and then buy a bigger plant so you can essentially buy yourself some time, or if you're willing to, buy something smaller. Sometimes you have no choice. Sometimes you can't find it in one size or the other. But I think this is a good way to get a feel for what the difference is between the same plant, same conditions, just different sizes. Thank you for watching, everyone. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up or subscribe. That would be great. And if you have any ideas for future videos that you would like to see, let me know. I always love to hear your ideas, and I'm always looking for ideas for other videos. So I hope you're doing something great in your garden today. I hope your garden is a little cooler than mine is right now. It is really warm out here. So I'm going to go get a big drink of water, and I hope you have a great day. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.